place. Now, place is basically defined, or it is something which is how or where will you sell your product. Okay. Now, in a marketing blend, the way you move towards selling your items from the makers or from the production houses to the customers play a very important role. It is this flow of channels which is going to define in terms of how quickly and how frequently can you reach out to your customers. Now, using a perfect place, the organizations can build and keep up throughout more extended time frame. Thus, this would mean more prominent position or a portion of the market and expanded incomes and profitabilities. A place is a blend with dispersion of items. Now, this component of promoting essentially varies with actual approximation or appropriations and channels of convenience. This is a last component which a marketing blend needs to take into consideration. And whenever a place choice is made, you need to include or consider topographical client centralization of clients, contemplating kinds of appropriation of channels, the channel of distributions, the essential elements, the transportation, warehousing, logistics, protection, banking, packaging, the circulation of flow of expenses and selling costs. All these things have played a very important role whenever a place has to be considered. Now, the next part of the place is the channel flow. Now, if you see, there are 5 different types of channel flows. The flow happens in terms of either a physical flow, a title flow, a payment flow, information flow, or promotion flow. Now, whenever you talk about a physical flow, it means movement of goods from the supplier to the customer. Now, this movement of goods from the supplier to the customer in a physical flow does take into consideration the concept of logistics and warehousing also. But the similar physical flow, when tagged as a title flow, would mean movement of goods from the supplier to the customer using the channels only. So at that point of time, we would have a supplier, a manufacturer, a dealer, and the customer, where the logistic and warehousing is not to be taken into consideration. Now, the physical flow is a unidirectional flow, whereas the payment is opposite. The payment flow is an opposite to the physical flow. It goes in the reverse direction, which means from the customer to the supplier, respectively. The information flow, on the other hand, is for both the set of, or is bidirectional, which means it can flow from the supplier to the customer and in the reverse direction, breaking the channels in between, etc. The promotion flow includes the movement of goods from the supplier to the customer, inclusive of the advertisement expenses or advertisement and promotion also. Inclusive of the advertisements and promotions also. So in a promotion flow, instead of logistic, what is taken into consideration is the advertising agencies as to where, how, and how much is to be promoted. Now, whenever the advertising agencies fall in between the suppliers and the manufacturers, it becomes a B2B advertisement. Whereas when the supply flow, or when the flow is from the manufacturer to the customer and the advertisement agencies play a role, it becomes a B2C customer advertisement flow. From the channel flow, we move on to channel levels. Channel levels are divided into 4 levels. There is a 0 level, 1 level, 2 level, and 3 level. Now, when a 0 level is considered, it is from the